What's up, YouTube? It is your boy JB, and I am here today with the review for Real Housewives of Atlanta Season 14, Episode 10. The episode is titled Guess Who's Coming to Dinner, you guys. Now, before we jump into the review, if you guys are watching this video or any other on the channel and aren't subscribed to the channel, then I need you guys to do me a solid favor and stop taking me out on this date and having me pay for it at the end of it. You guys know you can do me that favor by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, turning on your post notifications, and sharing the video. And with that, you guys, without further ado, let's go ahead and discuss the Real Housewives of Atlanta, shall we? All right, you guys, so the episode, we open up with Kenya. So we see Kenya. So Kenya and Brooklyn, they are going out to meet Candy. They're going to have a play date with, Kenya is having a play date with Brookie and Candy and Blaze. So they sit down, and Kenya starts talking about how, she had such a good time at Sheree's party. We know you had a good time at Sheree's party. You were lit. And I will say, for me, you guys know I'm not the biggest Kenya fan, but I will say that this season, Kenya's not bothering me. Kenya is not getting on my nerves like she normally does. Seeing this soft, this lighter side of Kenya, it's cool, and I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it, and I definitely enjoyed her last week at that party. So yeah, Kenya, I'm not Team Twirl, but I am enjoying Kenya a little bit more than I probably ever would have enjoyed Kenya. So yeah. So then Kenya talks about her business and how things are not going well in her business. Which I did see a picture months ago when they were filming. I think she was at CVS or Walmart or one of the stores, but she got a deal with them, but at this time, she's having issues with her business because of her distribution. She can't get things, things are delayed. So she might have, why not move your manufacturing to I don't know. It's a lot of things she probably could do, but hey, Kenya's gonna work it out. And with Candy by her side, girl, you got this. So she's talking about how she's hired a COO. She's hired a COO. And then Candy tells Kenya, like, hey, Kenya, when it comes to Marlo, don't let Marlo deter you from having a great girls' weekend. And Kenya was like, I don't intend for that to happen, but I also didn't intend for Marlo to not let me have a good girls' night out. And remember what happened in last week's episode, which I'm glad that they played the flashback, because I couldn't tell what happened in that, and I still really can't tell. Because I know that Kenya was going to give her, going to toast her. Marlo went to do it, but then she threw the glass back or something. I'm really confused when it comes to Marlo this season and why Marlo is doing the things that she's doing. But I have said it more than once that I feel the reason that Marlo is doing all the things that she's doing, more specifically, like her coming at Candy, her coming at Kenya, I feel like this is a way for her to secure her secure her peach, because I don't see what other reason she could have to call Kenya and Candy hoes. Speaking of that, she ain't got it. She was on Watch What Happens Live last night. So a viewer asked her the question of, how does she, the viewer was addressing Candy Speak on it, where Candy made a mention, she kind of subtly made a mention to the fact that she ain't got it, got the money to pay for that house from Tyrone, but she ain't got it said Tyrone can't even pay his own bills. But you still didn't answer said question, sis. How you get the money to pay for that house? Because we remember the contractor said you weren't paying them. So where'd you get the money to pay for the house, then furnish that big ass house, and then keep the house up? Inquiring minds would love to know. But she says that ain't the first time that Candy's been called a hoe. To my knowledge, it is. I don't remember Candy ever been called a hoe on this show. A freak, yes. A hoe? Okay, I guess I know why she's trying. I guess I know what she's saying now when I think about it. She's been called a hoe, quote unquote, by that baby daddy. I don't know why I said quote unquote. He's alluded to that. So I guess that's what she was talking about. I don't know. Who cares? So Candy tells her, so when I was at the party, I went into the bathroom and there was Marlo, and Marlo told me that she had kicked her nephews out of the house. And Candy feels a way about that because when Candy was, a young mother with Riley, she had taken in Melvin. We know Melvin from Candy and the Gang. She had taken Melvin in, and Melvin was about, 10 or 11 years old, she said. And she just couldn't imagine herself doing that to him. And I get where Candy's coming from. And part of me can kind of understand Marlo. Marlo is not their mother. She is their caretaker. She is their legal guardian at this point. But when you sign on to do that, you should be able to, you should know that there's going to be some good days and some bad days. And like I said in last week's review, these are teenage boys and on the cusp of being a teenage. So you got teenage angst. A lot of things change, hormones, things happen when it comes to teenage girls and boys. So Marlo needing a break, I get it. My mother needed a break, but my mother never took a break. So I get what she's saying, but at the same time, it's like, I get it. You need a vacation, you need a break, but you still are assuming responsibility for those boys. So you can't just pawn them off on someone else. But hey, I want you guys to tell me what you guys feel in the comment section, and we'll move forward. All right, you guys. So next up, we had this small ass scene with Candy. It wasn't really much to the scene. It was just her, playing with Ace, and she was getting ready, for the trip. And she was like, "Why am I packing a bathing suit?" And the girl that was packing her, she's like, "Because you guys might get in a hot tub. I don't want to waste one of my good bathing suits in a hot tub." She says, "All your bathing suits are good." "Well, you know what? I gotta call Marlo and tell her that Kenya is not coming to Blue Ridge." So she calls Marlo up, and it's so interesting to me with Marlo. So Marlo is the type of person that I could never in my life be friends with. I could never be friends with a fake person like Marlo. Like, Marlo is just fake, because you called Candy a hoe. You've been talking shit about Candy this whole entire season. Hey, Candy, like you want to be good girlfriends with her on the phone, but behind her back you talk shit about her. And I know Candy didn't know anything about this, baby. I don't rock with people like that. If you talk shit about me behind my back, be sure that you can be able to back that shit up in my face. Don't backpedal, don't pussy pop, don't pussyfoot, don't do any of that shit with me. Because like I always said, with my friends know how I am. I don't talk about you behind your back, because that's just pointless to me. If I got an issue with you, I address you in your face. I tell you what I don't like, and we keep them. If you don't like it, cool. If we can move forward with it, we move forward with it. But I just don't believe in talking about my friends behind their backs. My friends, my family, nothing. I say it loud enough for you to hear me. I say it loud enough for you to hear me. Now, like I've said before, with my friends and my family that I know they can't take they can't take truth, I just be like, you know what? I try to figure out another way to tell them things, because I have some family members and some friends that are very, very sensitive, and they think that when you say things to them, you hurt my feelings. Prime example. Nope, we're not gonna talk about her, because I got one family member, and a particular family member, she cannot take anything that I say to her. She gets her feelings just get butthurt. And I'm telling you how I'm feeling, and you get hurt. Your feelings are hurt. Neither here nor there. Pause here, move forward. All right, you guys, so Marlo. I'm going to dig deeper into Marlo as we get into Blue Ridge, because that's coming up. But Marlo has her sister Crystal over, and you guys remember, Crystal is a sister that Marlo sent her nephews to. Marlo is selfish as fuck. Let me tell you guys why I say Marlo is just a selfish ass person. Crystal. So when Crystal came, she showed the boys' room. It was tore up, no doubt about that. But here's my thing. Crystal told her that she needs more structure with the boys. She does give them structure, and Crystal like, girl, that is when it comes to homework. When it comes to like them asking them did they clean their rooms, you don't just ask them, did you clean your room? You go and make sure that they clean it. My mom was just the same way. That was my mother. She would say, Jerome, Did you clean your room? I cleaned it. Don't make me come in there and look around. Whenever she would say that, I was like, okay, actually clean up. Because as a kid, I used to hate to clean up. Like my toys and everything, and she knew exactly what I would do. My toys, anything like that, she would want me to put them back in the closet where they came from. Me? Nah, I was smarter than that. Slide right up under the bed. So one day, she would come in there. She's like, "Don't make me look under this bed. If I look under that bed and those toys under that bed, me and you gonna have a problem." I'd be like, "Damn it!" So I'd have to get the toys off from up under the bed and put them in the closet. So yes, what Crystal's saying is definitely true. Don't just ask, "Did you clean the room?" Actually go behind them and check and make sure that the room is cleaned, right? So I got that. So then we find out a little bit more about, so Marlo also said that she's going to turn the boy's phone off the next day. So Crystal, let's talk about Crystal. I just feel bad for Crystal because Crystal already has 4 kids and you send her 2 more. That is 6 kids in one house. And we're going to talk about that. 6 kids, 1 house, and you're going to leave them there for 30 days with that woman. That is selfish as fuck. Selfish. So then we see the ladies. So they're getting ready to head to Blue Ridge. So Sheree, she ain't got it. She got a boot on her foot. It kind of reminded me of Giselle from Real Housewives of Potomac. She told a story about what happened with her foot. I don't give a damn. Don't care. So we see Marlo and Sheree. They're in one car going to Blue Ridge. We see Monyetta, Candy, and Drew. They're going to go in another car. And Marlo has sent them food as well. So they won't eat in the woman's car. She's like, "Oh no, there is no eating in this car." And it was an Aston Martin. I'm like, "Girl, I don't blame you." I mean, me personally, when it comes to my friends and family in my car, the eating, baby, that's off limits. You do not eat in my car. That is the one thing I don't want nobody to do. Don't eat in my car, because if you spill shit, you drop shit, you cleaning it up, not me. Like, that's the one thing I don't do, is eating in my car. No. I don't eat in my car. I wait until I get home. Like if I'm going to a restaurant and pick up some to-go food, I will wait until I get home to eat that shit. Absolutely not. So Candy and them got out the car to go eat their food. So then Marlo, she's in the car with Sheree, and they're eating in the car. I was like, what's the difference? These cars look both. You know what? Never mind. I'm not going into that. So Marlo is asking Sheree, how did I get back here with Kenya? How did you get back here with Kenya? Let's think about that. How did you get back here with Kenya? Well, you've been talking shit about her this entire time. Anytime you say something to her, anytime you bring up Mark, you bring up the people, Marlo. Let's discuss Marlo real quick. Marlo is someone who does not know how to read. Marlo is a low blow type of person, and that is the one thing that I just don't. I like Marlo, but then when it comes to the low blow shit, I can't rock with it. Like, you hit below the belt, and that is something that you go below the belt. And for me with Kenya, I don't understand how Kenya ever forgave Marlo. Like, how did y'all link up last season? Marlo has said some of the most disgusting things to you. She's talked about your mother. If your own mother can't love you, who else will? That is low and disgusting. She's talked about your child. She said you weren't really pregnant. She talked about Mark. Like, I just don't think I could reconcile with someone that has said some of the most nasty and disgusting things to me. Like, absolutely not. I wouldn't reconcile with Marlo if you paid me to. So they make it to the cabin. That cabin didn't really look like a cabin. It looked like an actual home. Like, it just looked like a regular house, but it was beautiful. Beautiful. I know I probably couldn't afford to stay there for the night, but hey, it looked amazing. So they play a game for their rooms. Marlo has these candles. I'm not going to say nothing about them candles, you guys. Because I thought, especially the one about Kenya, I'm like, delusional. Okay, Marlo. think you are also delusional as well. But hey, I'm not going to go too deep into it, you guys. I'm going to pause here and I'm going to move forward. So we see the ladies as they're getting ready to go. You know, Marlo told them 15 minutes to get ready to go out to dinner. So we see the ladies, they get in the Sprinter van to go to dinner. So Drew got a text message from her mother about Ralph helping the kids. Marlo is talking about the boys. One of them saw somebody in an Uber. I don't know what she was talking about. I wasn't listening to her, period. Because I don't know what to, when it comes to Marlo, I don't know what to believe. I don't really want to, I'm wondering, does Marlo really have those boys full time? I'm just wondering that question. So, her sister Crystal, because Candy was like, so what's the timeline? She says she's giving herself about 30 days, but she says, didn't you tell me that she lives in a 2-bedroom apartment? I was like, a 2-bedroom what? Well, she just moved into a 3rd bedroom. A who? Okay. So let's do the math. Let's do the math. Think about this. Crystal, a mother of 4 kids, right? She got 4 kids. That's 5 people in the house. 5. Then you add 2 more. 7 people in a fucking house. 7 people in a damn house together, right? So, Crystal, I'm assuming, has her own bedroom. So that's the 1 bedroom. And if it's a 2-bedroom apartment, Crystal got her master bedroom. So Crystal's 4 children, at one point, they were all sharing 1 room together. But now that she's moved out of her 2-bedroom to a 3-bedroom, that then meant that so her kids still shared a room. That's fine. So 2 in one room and 2 in the other room. But then you add Michael and William, 2 more kids. Where the they sleeping at? Like y'all get what I'm saying? Think about it. Only way these kids can comfortably sleep in Crystal's home is if there are bunk beds. And there have to be bunk beds in 2, so 1 room could hold 2 kids. The other room, you got to think about 4 more kids in 1 room. Or somebody's sleeping, or 2 people are sleeping on the floor somewhere. Think about it. Selfish. But Marlo has enough room for her nephews. I get it. The boys are probably driving her crazy, getting on her last damn nerve. But you put them onto a woman that already has a house full of goddamn kids. She got 4 kids. You gave her 2 more. That is 6 kids plus her. So unless Crystal is on food stamps, how is she feeding them? Is the next question. Unless Crystal's on food stamps, because the way that gas and food is right now, well, gas has gone down. The way food is set up, she got to feed herself, her 4 kids, then these 2 boys that you need a break from 30 days. Marlo, go to hell. Kindly, respectfully, go to hell because that is selfish as fuck. So the ladies, they go out to dinner, and they talk about, Marlo says that she wants Candy to be drunk like Kenya was. And Candace's like, I have never been drunk. But she tasted alcohol, she's just never been drunk. I wish I could say I've never been drunk. I've been drunk plenty of times. Now here the last few years, I don't drink to get drunk anymore. I just drink to have fun, but I don't drink to get drunk like I used to in my 20s. And when you think about it, when I think back to my 20s, I'm like, nigga, why were you drink? What's so fun about drinking to get drunk? You get belligerent. Then the next morning you wake up, I've never thrown up the next morning, but I have had a massive hangover. Actually, I'll take that lie back. I have thrown up. Not the next morning. Well, technically it was the next morning, but I was still awake. But the reason why I threw up that night was because of the alcohol and the heat of Texas. And I threw up in my car. Oof. Still remember that to this day. So Candy got a text message from Kenya telling her that she's there and asking her, has the ladies asked about her? Candy told her yay and no. So Candy went out to get Kenya. So Kenya comes in. Also, Sanya wasn't there. So Sanya, she joined them. And when Sanya came in, she told the ladies she has a surprise for them, that she knows the iFit, the company that she's been working with, they have invited her and her girlfriends out to Jamaica. So it's going to be a couples trip. So Marlo has asked Kenya, like, hey, Kenya, are you going to be coming to stay with us at the house? And Kenya said, well, Brooklyn is coming. And, they were like, well, we want you to come stay at the house with us. She was like, she's got her own house, but she said she'll let Marlo know. They asked her where was Brooklyn at. She was like, she doesn't, she was like, she didn't know. I'm like, how do you not know where your child is? But hey, I'm not going to go too deep into that. But Kenya was talking to Candy. She was like, you had an issue last year about, Brooklyn. I think the issue was last season was the fact that you had went up to your room for the night and didn't want to hang out with the girls. And also they just felt that you should have said something to them about bringing Brooklyn with you on the trip last season. Did I understand it then? Yes. Do I understand it? Do I still understand it? Absolutely. But I get where Kenya's coming from. So I'm not going to come down on Kenya. I get it. I got it then. I get it now. I think what the girls were upset about last season was the fact that you were hosting the trip, quote unquote, and you brought your daughter, but you didn't extend the invitation to them. I'm not going into that story again, but hey. So yeah. So Marlo was telling Kenya, like, hey, well, if you don't come to the house and stay with us, I don't want you to be a part of my events. Girl, what? If I said I don't want to, okay. You know what, Marlo? You got this peach. You smelling yourself, girl. Go off. Go on and go off. And this is where Kenya was talking to Marlo about, she forgave her. I still don't get how Kenya was able to forgive Marlo, because it wouldn't have been me. I would have never forgiven Marlo for the disgusting comments that she's made over the years about her and her mother and her child and her husband. She's talked about your family. But hey, she forgave her. Wouldn't have been me. But let me know what you guys thought about it. Drop it down in the comment section. Subscribe to the channel. Turn on your post notifications. Share the video. And until the next time, you guys stay safe. Take care of yourselves. Wash your hands. Wear a mask. Socially distance. Be blessed. And I'll catch you guys in the next one.